How do? And welcome to Talking Paranormal with the old man. I am the old man, but I'm not too old to learn new shit. How do you like the new thing that started this out? I can't say what it is because then YouTube, when I start doing this, they have my whole description is about how I changed my page. I didn't change my page, but how do you like the new, I guess, opening? How's that? All right. So if you're new, welcome. If you're a repeat viewer, welcome. I am a co-director of a ghost hunting group, Southeast Michigan Ghost Hunter Society. Been doing it for 30 years. This year is our 30th anniversary. We've been on TV. I've written some books. So I think this is what gives me a little bit of a different perspective. I've experienced a lot of shit out in the field. Hope to experience a lot more shit in the field. We're doing Randolph County Asylum, July 18th, overnight. Just us, just our group. Hopefully we get some good stuff. I'm gonna try to go live. I gotta figure that out. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. So yeah. So my goal in this is to give you a honest opinion on whether or not the videos that you're about to see are real or BS. Because believe it or not, people will do shit, fake stuff, insert shit for views. I don't do that. I'm straight shooter. What you see is what you get. And I know that I'm not everyone's cup of tea because I am brutally honest at times. And at times I will actually laugh because it's so obviously fake that I can't help but not laugh. So yeah, so that being said, I don't want to piss on anyone's parade. You guys, form your own opinion. Mine is not an expert opinion. It's just my personal opinion from our experiences over the years. So I have figured out, like, I'll just say I have red flags, and that's it. That's all I'm going to say about it. And then it's up to you to make your own decision. So today we're going to be reacting to SlappedHam, and it's 13 real scary videos that will make you a believer. Well, I'm already a believer. Okay, you can't be doing this for as long as we have and not be a believer. So I am a believer. I guess these videos might make me want to believe more, if that's possible. So, microphone got in the way. I had to itch my head. So, anyways, if you haven't already, I already have gone to SlappedHam. Like and subscribe his page. He would appreciate it. I'm sure. I know I would appreciate it. And then come on back and like and subscribe mine. 2 places free. Doesn't cost you a penny. A pretty penny. So you're all set. So, without any further ado, SlappedHam again. 13 real scary videos that will make you a believer. All right, dude. Let's see what you got there, SlappedHam. Make me a believer. What the fuck is this? I think this is the fastest I've ever paused a freaking video. What the fuck is this?
That's the sound of a 14-year-old girl who'd been admitted to a hospital in Rajasthan for an illness.
What?
The scary video was filmed by another patient or visitor in the ward,
What
and it went
the
viral on X almost overnight.
fuck? What is wrong with her fucking arms? They're black. Now, I've seen some weird shit. This is some weird shit. What the? What the hell? I'll be gone.
The hospital is the
Bye.
Rawat Butta Sub-District Hospital in northern Rajasthan, India. The girl had been admitted for medical care, but the night of the clip, something else was happening. On camera, she's seen climbing onto the railing of a hospital bed, standing with her arms outstretched and moving in ways the other patients found difficult to watch.
Oh, no shit. Oh, man. This is some freaky shit.
The vocalizations are what made the video go viral. Strange sounds, erratic movements, and a posture that, to a lot of viewers online, looked like one specific thing: possession.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but guys, that's weird. But what's up with her arms?
Comments on the post split into two camps. The first treated the footage as proof of a supernatural event. The second pushed back hard, pointing out that what's most likely on display is a young girl experiencing a mental health crisis in a public ward with strangers filming her instead of helping.
It's freaky. What a way to start a video, huh?
Possession is the version of the story the internet wanted. Mental illness is the version most doctors would recognize. Whatever the audience was looking for in the footage, what the hospital was looking at was a sick 14-year-old who needed help.
No shit. Wow. What a way to start.
Get away from me. Hello? Screaming in my ear when I'm trying to stop, dude.
Sarah set up her phone to film a prank on her sleeping boyfriend. The camera caught the prank and something else.
But why is she on the phone for?
Screaming in my ear when I'm trying to stop, dude.
The clip was posted to TikTok by @sarah.lupica with a caption that reads, "I was trying to prank my BF while he was asleep. This just gave me chills."
What gave you? Oh, the handprint.
Here's the mirror zoomed in.
Hello? Screaming in my ear when I'm trying to stop, dude.
Sarah set out to scare her boyfriend that night and ended up scaring herself instead.
But why is she on the phone?
The mirror's still hanging on her wall, and she still can't explain what the camera saw.
Stop, dude.
That'd be irritating.
Trying, bro.
Trying what?
Trying to sleep, damn it.
Here comes my boy. Something's gonna push him on his left shoulder.
Pizza in. All right.
Whoa. It was quick. You might not have seen it, but he's freaking out over here. He asked my buddy if there's something on him, like an insect or something. No.
An employee at a Pizza Inn in Richland Hills, Texas, turned to his coworker and asked if there was something crawling on his back. The cameras saw what he felt, and it wasn't an insect. The scary video was posted to TikTok by Kylek242424, who'd been reviewing the previous night's CCTV from the restaurant. Two staff members are in the back of the kitchen. One of them is walking along when he stops, turns, and grabs his coworker.
Yeah, but I don't see nothing.
He says something just shoved his left shoulder. He thought it might have been an insect, but it felt like a hand.
Insect ain't gonna shove. I don't know.
Now watch the air over his left shoulder, frame by frame.
Okay. Okay.
Skeptics have offered the obvious explanations: a piece of dust drifting close to the lens, a small insect at exactly the wrong angle, or the kind of compression glitch CCTV systems throw out a few times an hour. Any of those would account for a one-frame cloud. None of them quite account for why the man underneath it turned around and grabbed his coworker. The owners of the Pizza Inn have stopped trying to explain it. They've taken to calling the place haunted instead.
I don't know. Interesting, though.
A group of university students moved out of their Oxford share house because of what they'd been seeing inside. Before they left, they caught the same thing in the garden.
I see it. It's like someone's going down to take a dump.
The scary video was posted to Reddit's Ghosts forum by Domsino, a friend of the students who'd lived in the house. According to the post, they'd been seeing a small boy walking through the rooms for months.
That's
pale,
cool.
transparent, never staying long. The fence around the garden was undamaged and too tall for a child to climb in from outside.
Excuse me.
In the middle of the frame, between two patches of growth, a small figure becomes visible, about the height of a child, standing still.
But then why does he get down?
According to the OP, it was a spot the boy came back to often. If you look closely, he crouches and appears to vanish completely.
It's kind of sad if you're a ghost of a boy, you're gone obviously, and you every day you or often you go to the same spot and do the same thing that he's doing right now. It's kind of sad if you think about it.
Skeptics in the comments suggested the figure was a smudge on the lens, a
Well,
trick of the branches catching the wind,
that's
or a
not a
digital
smudge.
artifact in the recording.
Not as much.
The OP responded that the filmer was a student who'd never edited a video in her life, and that the fence around the garden hadn't been disturbed in the entire time the friends had lived there.
Yeah, that's not a smudge.
The students moved out a few weeks later, the house got new tenants, and the boy, presumably, stayed.
Well, I would assume so, because he's attached to the property, not the people. That's a good one. Interesting.
A scary video filmed outside a convenience store in Raleigh, North Carolina, went viral online.
North Carolina. It's just a crackhead.
The clip was posted to TikTok by @Count My Pockets, filmed from a car parked outside the Mini City store in Raleigh. The TikTok caption framed the moment as glitching, and comments on the post took the framing further. Several called it a literal glitch in the Matrix, the kind of breakdown people online half-jokingly attribute to a simulation. A few suggested it might be a malfunctioning android. The thread climbed past tens of thousands of views.
Just a dude that's having issues. That's it.
The grounded reading came from viewers who'd seen it before. What the camera was filming, they pointed out, looked a lot like a focal motor seizure, a neurological event where one part of the body, often the face, twitches repeatedly without the person being able to stop it.
Got issues.
In all cases, the person experiencing one is having a medical emergency, not a moment of cosmic significance.
So let's tape him. Let's not give him help. Let's tape him.
Reddit user Philmatra heard something coming from a window of their house in West Michigan late one night.
Ooh,
They went
West
outside
Michigan.
to investigate, took a few photos through the glass, and then went back in.
My state. When was this?
The post went up on Reddit's paranormal forum the next day. At first glance, the photo looks almost entirely black. The post asked a single question: am I crazy, or is something
Yes.
there?
You're nuts. What?
When the brightness on the image is pushed, the answer comes out of the dark. There's a face, pale, indistinct, pressed against the inside of the window, looking out.
What?
The first wave of comments treated it as a typical haunted photo post, but then a few users started doing the geometry. The OP had been outside the house when they took the photo, and the figure was inside, in a room nobody was supposed to be using, which they confirmed was their office. The roommates and spouse were all asleep in bed in a different part of the house entirely, and the pets didn't match. In a follow-up comment, the OP mentioned that they'd moved to West Michigan from the Appalachian Mountains specifically to get away from this kind of thing.
No.
Whatever Philmatra photographed that night was inside the house, looking out. They were the ones standing in the dark.
Just from that comment, I have red flags on that one.
Reddit user Turntable3 grew up in a house she says has always been haunted.
I did.
The family eventually installed a motion-activated security camera. These are two of the clips it caught.
Okay. Ooh, nice house. Ooh.
Watch the flip-up section of the table in front of the stairs.
I didn't even see that. Oh, I didn't even see that. I heard the creaking. I thought it was the floor.
The camera only activates when motion is detected
Nice.
and the house is empty. The second clip is from the dining room at night.
Okay. Oh, the chair's moving. That's nice. That's cool. Well, at least the quality's pretty damn good. Not all pixelated and shit.
One of the chairs at the end of the table moves out from the table on its own. Nobody in the frame, nobody in the next room.
Probably a hungry ghost. Where's my dinner, Martha? I'm hungry.
Skeptics in the comments noticed something specific
Ooh.
about the footage.
Ooh.
Every event happens right where the camera's pointed, conveniently centered in frame. The OP confirmed she'd cropped the wide-angle feed to make the events easier to see.
No, not necessarily. Because if it's a motion-activated camera, it's going to go to the motion. So I don't know about that one. I don't know about that. I don't care if it's cropped or not. A motion-activated camera will move when it senses motion. It's going to center it. We have one or two. It's going to center it in the frame where the motion is at. So that is not a valid argument.
The uncropped versions, she said, are available on request.
Yeah, no, that's a unwarranted. Yeah, no.
A visitor on a self-guided daytime tour of the Indiana State Sanatorium took a photograph inside the abandoned.
Wait. You know what? Dude, check this out. If hold on. If this isn't karma, I don't know what it is. Check this shit out, guys. I do a podcast every Sunday morning. And the podcast is called, you ready for it? Talking Paranormal with the Old Man. Hello. Been doing it for over a year now. Available where any podcasts are at. Apple Podcast, YouTube Podcast. I believe it's on Podbean that host it. And this morning, check this shit out. This is creepy, freaky shit. I'm doing a tour, podcast-wise, of the all 50 states of the most haunted locations in each state. Today was Indiana. I talked about the Indiana State Sanitarium today. If that's not freaky, I was going to say karma, but if that's not freaky, I don't know what the fuck is. I just talked about this morning. I'm interested in not only but this place. I did Indiana and this place. So I'm curious to see what picture is they got.
Power plant. He ducked into that section because it was one of the only spots in the complex where he wouldn't be elbowing other tourists for an angle.
Okay.
He thought nothing of the shot at the time. It wasn't until his friend, Reddit user SlappedHam, posted the photo that anyone noticed what was in it. At first glance, nothing looks unusual.
No.
But brighten the image and zoom in on that right-hand wall.
I see it.
A tall, narrow figure is standing in the dark.
Interesting.
The photographer added that he himself is 6'5" and the figure in the shot, scaled against the surrounding equipment, is noticeably taller.
That's a big boy.
That detail is what made the post explode.
Interesting.
Because the Indiana State Sanatorium has a long-standing reputation for one specific entity. Visitors and ghost hunting groups have been reporting it for years.
What's that?
A very tall man seen lurking through the abandoned wards and corridors of the complex. He's described as silently following groups from room to room. Some witnesses have said they assumed he was part of their tour party until they got back to the van and realized nobody could account for him. Others have only ever seen him in glimpses, a tall, dark shape at the edge of peripheral vision, gone the moment they turned to look. In all those years of sightings, nobody had ever managed to photograph him until possibly this.
That's cool. That's cool. I talked about that.
Let's check out this home for sale here.
The realtor had been spooked before the shadow ever appeared.
Let me tell you, I'm spooked.
Why?
When I was going through the house, I had this eerie vibe.
He's a TikToker known as Homes by Chino, and the listing he was filming was a 1910 Victorian in downtown Riverside, California.
1910,
3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, on the market for $575,000. The house is unoccupied. And
$575,000. Look at the state of this house. It's got shit falling from the roof. Looks like cracks, it looks like, in the plaster. Whatever the hell that is hanging down. And 575, that is what's fucked up with California, is I lived there back in the 80s, okay? So, and I had purchased a house. And The house that I got was like a 3-bedroom, really small house, and it was expensive. It's like holy sh. But yeah, I mean, 575,000 for this. Oh my God, ridiculous.
He was supposed to be alone in it. Complex.
Again,
He's described as silently
Oh,
following
I went
groups
back a
from
little
room
too
to
far.
room. Some witnesses
But
have
that's
said
okay,
they
right?
assumed he was part of their tour party until
That's
they got
okay.
back to the van and realised nobody could account for him. Others have only ever seen him in glimpses, a tall, dark shape at the edge of
So I
peripheral
went
vision,
back a little
gone the
too
moment
far.
they turned to look. In all those years of
It's almost done.
sightings, nobody had ever managed to photograph him until possibly
Until now.
this.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Houses by Chico. Was it something like that? Here it is. Here we go.
Let's check out this home for sale here in
The
All
realtor
right.
had been spooked before the shadow ever
It's a
appeared.
cool house, but
Let
look
me
at the
tell you,
state of that
I'm
place, though,
spooked.
dude.
When I was going through the house, I had this eerie vibe.
He's a TikToker known as Homes by Chino, and the listing
Homes
he was
by Chino.
filming was a 1910
Look at that.
Victorian in downtown
got
Riverside,
plaster
California.
coming off.
3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, on the market for $575,000. The house is unoccupied, and he was supposed to be alone in it.
$575,000 for
In
this
the opening
house.
seconds of the walkthrough, he admits he wasn't a skeptic, wasn't gullible, but couldn't shake the feeling that something was off.
It's a nice house,
One
though.
bedroom in particular, he said, felt very off.
It's got
And
potential.
when I went inside this one particular bedroom, something just seemed very off.
Okay.
Then comes the 33-second mark.
The house still is all original and withstood the test of time. With it having 3
Barely.
bedrooms and 1.5 bath. And with those bedrooms all being upstairs,
At the rear of the room, you can see something moving.
What? Where?
Here it is zoomed in and
What?
slowed down. The comments split immediately, with one half going straight for the obvious haunted house angle.
I didn't
a
see
century-old
shit.
home, original woodwork, a realtor admitting on camera that he was spooked, all of it fitting neatly into the ghost reading. If the realtor was supposed to be alone in the house, and he was, then the shadow at the 33-second mark might not be paranormal at all. Empty homes between owners are a known target for squatters.
Well, yeah.
A figure standing in a back room of a vacant listing moving out of sight as the camera turns fits that profile uncomfortably well.
Where? Not trying to be a smartass, but where? Where? The only shadow that I see is right here, and that looks like it's just dirt or something or grime. Are they talking about this? I don't, dude. I'm sorry, dude. Nice house, Homes by Chino. I don't see shit. I don't see what you are referring to. I really do not.
The realtor hasn't said publicly whether he went back to investigate. The scary video's still on TikTok and the listing's still active.
I don't see nothing. You guys see anything? I literally do not see nothing. I'm sorry. And I have like
Since the 1990s, this
laser
scary
eyes.
video filmed in the Bahamas has been splitting opinion.
weird fishes, okay? Has that been on all of those?
It was captured by scuba divers moving through a coral reef.
I remember.
The camera pointed loosely
don't
ahead
think
as
so.
they swam. Then something enters the frame that doesn't seem to belong.
Okay. Oh. I saw, ooh, what the fuck is that? What the hell is that?
A small round object
Yeah.
appears in the water ahead of the divers. Within a second, it begins to move. Not
No
the casual
shit.
drift of a fish, but a sharp, darting motion
Yeah.
that flicks back and forth across the frame faster than the diver can
That's
swing
cool.
the camera
That's
to
cool.
follow. The footage has been circulating online for over 30 years. In all that time, 2 readings have stuck. The first and most obvious reading is that it's a fish. Marine life moves fast, and a small camera with limited tracking is going to struggle to pin one down. The problem with this reading is that nobody has been able to confidently identify
What
what's in
fish?
the water.
Yeah, no shit.
Guesses in the comments have ranged from a remora to a small shark caught at the wrong angle, but no clean fit.
I don't know, that's weird.
The second reading is the one that's kept the footage circulating. Some believe what the divers captured is a USO, an unidentified submerged object, the underwater equivalent of a UFO.
Yeah, but who's gonna fit in that goddamn thing? It's like this freaking big. I don't think so. I don't think
USOs
so.
sit on the fringe of UFO research, but they've been reported for decades. The US Navy has logged multiple cases of objects maneuvering through water at speeds that no known submersible can match. The Pentagon's UAP reports released in the 2000s included references to transmedium objects, craft that pass from air into water and back without losing speed.
That's cool.
The 2004 Nimitz incident, one of the most cited UAP cases in modern history, ended with the object descending into the Pacific at impossible speed. The Bahamas footage doesn't show a craft, just something small, fast and difficult to track. But
Yes.
the people who fall on the USO side of the debate point out that small, fast, difficult to track is exactly the kind of thing Navy divers and pilots have been reporting in oceans around the world for over half a century. Whether it's a fish nobody can name or a craft no one's supposed to have built, what the divers captured in the Bahamas has been zipping in and out of the frame for 30 years without anyone closing the case.
Interesting. I don't know what that is. Ooh, nice. Okay.
Welcome back to your rapid-fire round of weird
look at
news,
that.
unexplained sightings, and
Hello.
UAP discourse. Let's get
Hello.
into it. Silver orb hovers over Monterey, witnesses left with headaches. A man and his young son in Monterey, Mexico, photographed a silver metallic sphere hovering over their city on the morning of Saturday, May 17th.
Well, that's
Then
actually
both of them came down with
obviously
severe
AI.
headaches in the hours that followed. The orb was completely stationary, completely silent, and hung there for several minutes before the father managed to snap 2 photos. Then it did what UAPs always seem to do.
Where are the
It
photos?
accelerated fast, straight toward the nearby Cerro de las Mitras mountain and out of sight.
Where are the pictures?
Multiple witnesses on the ground corroborated the hover.
Where's the pictures? Thank you.
The photos started circulating on Mexican
That's
social
video.
media that afternoon, and Coast to Coast AM picked it up the next day. But the detail that's lifted the story above the usual orb fare is the headaches, a physical effect on witnesses that's rare, hard to fake, and has been a recurring feature of close UAP cases going back decades. If it was a balloon, it doesn't explain the speed. If it was a drone, it doesn't
That's the
explain the
video.
headaches. Right now, it's just
Not a
another
picture.
silver orb in a long growing list of them, except this one came with witnesses who felt it afterwards. President posts AI alien image to Truth Social.
Orange
On
man.
the same day as the Monterey sighting,
oh,
the
that's
President
real.
of the United States
That's
posted
real.
an AI-generated image of
That's
himself
real.
walking a grey alien in restraints across what appears to be a military base.
But okay, this is how you can tell when there's AI shit. And I'm not getting political. It's just everyone calls them that. So, but see, this is how you can tell something's AI. I mean, obviously this is fucking fake, but okay, you have your little cord there to one handcuff. It's not handcuffed on the other side. See that? See that? Yeah. That shit. It's just hanging there. It's not even attached to the other handcuff. So that's how you can tell. I mean, obviously this is AI, obviously, but this is how you can tell if you're just, randomly going through pictures on your own. That's how you can tell.
It went up on Truth Social with no caption and was part of a late-night posting spree that also included orbital battle stations, Space Force imagery,
my
and a
goodness.
futuristic-looking command center with a big red button on the desk. It racked up tens of thousands of views within hours. Snopes ran a fact check the next day. Yes, the president really did post it. Whether he meant it as a joke, a soft confirmation, or just an AI doodle is anyone's guess. It landed 9 days after the Pentagon released 162 declassified UAP files on May 8th, the kind of timing that gets the disclosure community talking, and it has them split. Half think the president is just trolling, and the other half think he's actually seen something. 89-year-old Pentagon physicist names 4 alien species, 4 separate types of alien life. That's the number 89-year-old physicist Hal Puthoff gave during his
like
May
Bill
14th
Gates.
appearance on The Diary of a CEO. Puthoff is a former CIA-funded researcher and Pentagon AAWSAP advisor, not someone who tends to wander onto camera with this kind of claim. His exact words: people who have been involved in recoveries have said there are at least 4 types, 4 separate types of life. He didn't name them himself, but his longtime collaborator Dr. Eric Davis, a fellow AAWS-AP veteran, has, and the four are greys, Nordics, reptilians, and insectoids,
Yes.
all humanoid with 2 arms and 2 legs.
Couldn't move my
The
shit
greys are
down here, I
small and
guess.
hairless with oversized eyes. The Nordics are roughly 6 feet tall and look broadly Northern European. The reptilians are scaly-skinned with tails, and the insectoids resemble tall,
Insectoids.
mantis-like figures.
I've never heard that
It's
before.
the same taxonomy David Grush alluded to in his 2023 congressional testimony about non-human biologics in US custody. The difference is that Puthoff is the one giving the number, and at 89, with 4 decades of credentials behind him, he's not someone the disclosure community is dismissing easily. And while we're on the topic of humanoid visitors, quick
Shirts.
plug, we've just launched a brand
We
new
got merch.
Alien Overlords range over at SlappedHam.com,
Oh, that's cool.
featuring hoodies, tees, and
That's
caps. Link to the
I like
full
that.
collection is in the description below. A West Virginia man is
Nice.
arrested after calling 911 over zombies, ghosts, and a UFO. Closing out the rapid-fire round, a West Virginia man called 911 on May 17th to report that he was being terrorized in his home by zombies, ghosts, and a UFO, all three, all
we've
at
been
the same
drinking,
time.
dude.
He's
We've been
33-year-old Clinton Wayne Nealon of Elkins. When 4 deputies arrived at his residence on Chick Drive in Randolph County, he also informed them that he was, in fact, a police officer from Louisiana.
Wait. So that call, it took 4 officers to go to that call. All right.
He was not a police officer, and he was not from Louisiana. Nealon was charged with misuse of the emergency system
There's
and
your sign.
impersonating law enforcement, and was held at the Tygart Valley Regional Jail on a $2,500 cash-only bond. Whether the zombies, ghosts, or UFO have any comment is unknown at this stage.
That's AI.
That's your rapid-fire round.
case you were
Now
wondering.
back to the countdown.
Yeah. That was cute.
No, I do understand that people would think this story is crazy, but I think it's too much for me
Probably.
to not believe that it was a look into
Wait.
the future.
When Keenan Acton woke up from a medically induced coma, the first thing he asked his wife was how the babies were doing. But they didn't have any babies. Olivia thought he was asking about their 2 existing sons, Roman and River. Keenan kept asking and got increasingly frustrated with her answers. He wanted to know about the new babies, the twins.
One of the
There is precedent. I have read a story recently where that happened. This chick was in a coma, and she was living a life in her what, coma existence. I don't know what you call that. So yeah, there is precedence. This was just recently I read this.
first things I said to Liv when I woke up was, "How's the babies?"
Acton is 26, a gym owner from Wrexham in North Wales. In October 2024, he collapsed during a Hyrox fitness event in Birmingham, had a seizure on the floor,
Oh, shit.
and was taken to hospital. He'd developed severe rhabdomyolysis, a condition in which the muscles in the body break down so quickly that the kidneys can't process the cellular debris flooding the bloodstream. His brain swelled and multiple major
Ooh.
organs failed. He was
Ouch.
placed in a medically induced
Just
coma
coma, yeah,
to try
yeah.
to keep him alive.
Yeah. Obviously it worked.
3 weeks in, doctors brought him out of the coma. He suffered a cardiac arrest on day 4 of being awake. He was resuscitated, sedated, and put back in the coma for another 8 days. Olivia was told on multiple occasions that he might not make it.
Ooh.
On one of those occasions, she was told he had 24 hours left.
Oh shit. Can you imagine that?
On May 16th, 2026, more than 18 months on from the collapse, Acton sat down with BBC News to talk about what he says he experienced during those weeks. It's the part of the experience he still can't reconcile.
For me, the coma, it wasn't a dream. It's like I was still living, but I was living a different life.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't dream, and he didn't see white lights or floating bodies or any of the standard near-death experience imagery. According to him, he was just living a continuous day-to-day existence in what he describes as a whole other life. A different house near a lake, a different daily
just weird
rhythm,
shit.
and somewhere in that other life, he and Olivia had twins together. When he woke up, he didn't know it hadn't been real. He kept asking Olivia to pull out her phone. He was certain they'd announced the news on social media. Being told the twins didn't exist, he later said felt like a piece of him was missing.
It's a little bit devastating, a little bit gutting, because what I thought I was living, I wasn't.
That might have been the end of it, a long vivid hallucination chalked up to brain swelling and weeks of sedation. Except some months after his recovery, Keenan and Olivia decided to try for another child. They went for the scan, and the technician said, "Oh, there's 2 of them in there."
We decided to try again for the 3rd child. We went for the scan, and the lady said, "Oh, there's 2 of them in there." She said it as if it was normal.
Olivia's pregnancy turned out to be twins, with no history of twins in either family and no IVF or fertility treatment involved. Just a routine scan.
Yeah, at that point, those 2 boys were like, "We're screwed now. We're screwed. We're not getting no attention. The attention's on the twins." But yeah, no, I mean, that actually, okay, short story, that actually happened once. When we had our first, this would have been, well, Jesse was born in 95. So this was like probably 90 early, like right after Jesse was born. My grandma was in the hospital. She had cancer. My grandpa had cancer. And grandma was out of it. She was all drugged up. And grandpa said that she woke up and she goes, "Brad and Brenda had a baby girl." And then back out again. I don't mean she passed. I mean she went back unconscious again. And she had no way. She was out of it. She was drugged up, pain relievers and all that shit. So she had no way of knowing. So kind of the same thing here, where he saw that they had twins and they had twins eventually, and grandma was out of it, and she woke up cold stone sober, said that we had a baby girl, then went back out again. So yeah, I think there's some weird, cosmic shit going on here. I really do.
And a casual sentence from a technician who had no idea what she was confirming. When the scan was over, Keenan says he stood up and walked in circles for about 5 minutes with his hands on his head. The only thought going through him at the time, he says, was a single sentence. "This is magical."
I remember standing up with my hands on my head and walking around in circles for about 5 minutes.
On the topic of coma stories, we've covered another one over on our second channel, Creepy and Cozy. It's called The Red Lamp, and it's based on a famous Reddit post about a man who falls into a coma and lives out an entire lifetime inside it. If you want to hear the full episode, the link's in the description below.
That's weird.
Wait,
TikToker Angus FV1 set up his camera, closed the double doors of his hallway closet, and waited to see if they'd open again.
Wait, if that's fully shot. Now,
then the camera captures this.
Oh, right off, yo.
Oh, the doogie.
What? Nah.
Commenters began to notice what looks like a shadowy figure in the dark room.
Didn't see that. Okay.
What? Nah.
Where?
What the fuck?
Oh, okay, maybe.
The shadowy
at
figure
end.
in the dark room never moves. When the clip ends, it's still standing in the same spot, lurking, watching, waiting.
Was it? Was it
What?
right
Nah.
there? Was that the figure they're talking about? I don't know.
Want to see more mysterious videos? Then
Yes.
hit that subscribe button and turn on all channel
Already have.
notifications.
Already
That
have.
way you'll always know when we drop our scary video compilations. On March 27th, 1974, 3 members of the Betts family were walking the burnt remains of a brush fire on their property on Fort George Island, Florida, when their eldest son spotted something in the ashes. It was a sphere, polished, seamless, about the size of a bowling ball. They picked it up, turned it over, found a single triangular mark etched into the surface, and assumed it was a cannonball left behind by Spanish colonizers.
That'd be kind of cool.
They took it home, set it on a table, and didn't think about it again for several days. Then Terry, 21 years old and studying pre-med, picked up his guitar, and the sphere began to hum back.
What?
The family's dog was the first to react. Whatever the ball was making, it was loud enough to send the animal whimpering across the room with its ears down. As the family experimented with the sphere over the following days, they reported behavior that grew increasingly difficult to write off as imagination.
Yeah, that's
it
old
rolled
picture.
across uneven floors and stopped on its own. It would change direction,
Like the
sit
70s.
motionless for hours, then move again. Doors in the house began slamming shut without anyone touching them. The family said they could hear organ music in the rooms even though they didn't own an organ. At one point, Jerry Betts said the sphere appeared to be following them around the house.
Oh, that's cool.
After about 2 weeks, they called the local newspaper.
It took 2 weeks? That same day.
The Jacksonville Journal sent a photographer named Lou Egner to the Betts home in early April 1974. Egner placed the sphere on the floor at Jerry Betts' instruction and watched it roll 4 feet to the right, stop, turn, roll 8 feet to the left, arc back, and come to rest at his own feet. He told the paper it was the darndest thing he'd ever seen. The story ran in the Florida Times-Union on April 11th, 1974. Within a week, it was national news. Within 2 weeks, it was international. The US Navy got involved within days of the first newspaper article. Jerry Betts personally drafted a contract granting the Navy 2 weeks of access to the sphere at Naval Station Mayport on the condition that it be returned if it wasn't government property. The Navy's findings were detailed and in places strange. The sphere was made of stainless steel, specifically Type 431. It had a hollow shell about half an inch thick. It could withstand 120,000 pounds per square inch of pressure, and the X-rays showed 3 or 4 smaller spheres inside the larger one. Navy Chief Chris Berninger told the Florida Times-Union the ball had a magnetic field, no radioactivity, and no explosive content. He also offered a possible explanation for the rolling. The Betts family lived in an old house with uneven stone floors, and a ball that perfectly balanced needed only the slightest indentation to seem to move on its own.
Yeah, but why would it stop?
The Navy returned the sphere since they couldn't learn anything more without cutting it open, and Jerry Betts refused. That was when the scientific community arrived. Dr. J. Allen Hynek, the Northwestern University astronomer who'd created the famous Close Encounter classification system, examined the sphere.
Is that the same Dr. Hynek from the Project Blue Book? I think it is.
Personally, he concluded it was man-made, said the surface had a small welded plug on it, and said in a radio interview that the rolling behavior was largely wishful thinking.
What?
He added that he'd had to keep the sphere from rolling off the table during testing, but pointed out the table was the only surface available. Dr. James Harder, an engineering professor at UC Berkeley and research director of the Aerial Phenomena Research Organization, took the opposite view. He claimed his analysis of the sphere revealed elements heavier than anything known on Earth, and described the object as a highly pressurized alien probe that would explode if tampered with. Other examiners reported a magnetic field 1,000 times stronger than any natural substance, a transmitted radio signal, and a high-frequency tone above human hearing range. The conflicting verdicts ran in the papers for months. Then a quieter explanation surfaced from a different direction. In April 1974, a Jacksonville equipment supply company president named Robert Edwards came forward with a brand new stainless steel ball of identical size, weight, and composition. It was manufactured by Bell and Howell in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and was used as a ball check valve in paper mill machinery. A nearby paper mill identified the Betts sphere as a part dismantled from oversized tubes 15 years earlier. Around the same time, a New Mexico artist named James Derling Jones told reporters he'd been driving a Volkswagen bus full of similar ball check valves through Jacksonville around Easter of 1971. He'd planned to use them in a giant clock sculpture. The roof rack had given way at some point during the drive, and 3 or 4 of the balls had fallen off into the brush. 3 years before the Betts family found theirs. He refused to name the company they'd come from because he'd acquired them illegally.
Oh shit.
The Betts family stopped speaking to the press. They eventually put the sphere in a trunk and kept it out of sight. Antoine and Jerry Betts have both since passed away. Terry became a medical professional and has not commented publicly in decades. The family's home on Fort George Island, known locally as the Neff House, sits abandoned and is slowly being reclaimed by the forest. The sphere itself has never been seen in public since. Some say the Navy never gave it back to the family. Some say the Betts family destroyed it themselves. Some say it's sitting in a private collection somewhere in the United States. What remains is a 21-pound, 7.96-inch stainless steel ball that hummed when a young man played guitar near it, rolled across a room on its own, and ended up examined by scientists, the US Navy, and the Aerial Phenomena Research Organization without anyone ever fully agreeing on what it was, or where it came from. If you want to see more scary videos, then check out those links on the screen right now, and I'll see you in the next one.
Oh, he usually does. Ooh. like that falls over. So yeah, interesting. That first one was freaky, man. That first one was freaky in the hospital. The chick on the bed, that was weird shit. Um, yeah, I don't think I had. Oh, just that one comment about the West Michigan. That one's a red flag just because of the comment that she made about they already put it in your head that she escaped or she moved from the Appalachian Mountains to escape that stuff to Michigan. So that kind of sets the seed a little bit in my personal belief. So yeah, but the rest of them are good. I liked them. They were really good. And again, so thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you do. If you don't, then don't. I guess it's free of charge. Again, we're going to go to Randolph County Asylum July 18th. Hopefully, I'm going to go live. I'm hoping. Hopefully, we'll catch some good stuff. We got some new equipment, so I'm ready to rock. So until we meet again, bye bye.